Yes, welcome everybody. Cannabis News, I'm here, Joe Klare. It is April 9th, 2019. The show is presented as always by the Marijuana Times. Check us out at marijuanatimes.org. Click the video tab there to find this show. A bunch of great articles there, social media links, and more. marijuanatimes.org. Everything you need to know about the cannabis community, industry, and beyond. Today we're talking about federal marijuana law reform. What's the status of that? Also, a new regulatory boss in Michigan when it comes to marijuana, and a new study of cancer patients in Minnesota's medical marijuana program. All of that coming up. First, of course, Cannabis News is brought to you by NatureSide, nature-side.com, and their organic, all-natural pesticides. If you're growing cannabis in a state where it's legal, you don't want to use banned pesticides, you want to grow safe and poison-free, you don't want to use harmful chemicals, you can accomplish all of these things with NatureSide, nature-side.com, a proud sponsor of Cannabis News. Go check them out. Side is spelled C-I-D-E, as it always is. In every show, it's been spelled C-I-D. It's a little streak. I'm proud of it. The same spelling. How about that? Who can say that nowadays? Besides everyone, of course. This first story. By yours truly at marijuanatimes.org. Can federal marijuana law reform live up to the hype? The hype I'm talking about, obviously, is the Democrats winning the House and Pete Sessions being out as the chairman of the House Rules Committee. There's a lot of hope, a lot of hype, however you want to put it. When it comes to federal marijuana law reform, I've written articles about it, obviously. I have a lot of hope. Expressed a lot of hope in this show, or during this show, or on this show. And so I want to check in on how that's going. Talked with Mason DeVert of the Marijuana Policy Project. So some of the things that MPP is looking at, quote, we expect the protections for state medical marijuana laws that are currently in place to be renewed in the annual spending bill. It also appears like lawmakers may be ready to add a provision that would facilitate veterans' access to medical cannabis in states where it is legal. The McClintock Amendment, which would expand the current state medical law protections to all state marijuana laws, also appears like it could advance in the House this year. Again, this is from Mason DeVert at the Marijuana Policy Project. He went on, in terms of standalone legislation, the SAFE Banking Act was approved by the House Financial Services Committee, and it seems like it has a great chance of advancing to the Senate and potentially making its way to the president's desk. May not be the fate for other marijuana law reform measures in the House, but we're going to get more done this year than any other year, and that is progress. Most things, even if they do get past the House, might not get past the Senate. Maybe they'll get to Trump. What Trump will do then, as I point out in the article, Trump has been known to be unpredictable, to say the least, on a whole host of things and issues and positions and just everything. It's nuts. It's a crazy town over here. If you're not in the United States, it's weird. Whatever part of the political spectrum you fall on, even if you're a Trump supporter, you have to admit it's weird. It's unprecedented. It's unique. However you want to phrase it. It's all of those things and more, having Donald Trump as president of the United States. Still not used to it. As a matter of fact, it's been over 2 years. Still not quite used to it, saying President Donald Trump. But here we are. We continue on in spite of everything. This next story from Freep.com, the Detroit Free Press. Meet Andrew Let's start again. Take two. Meet Andrew Brisboe, the new boss overseeing Michigan's marijuana market. I know that's not the person in that little video screenshot there with the dog. Freep is one of those websites, like many other websites, that play or embed unrelated videos into news stories, or in this case, barely related videos into news stories. Andrew Brisboe, the Detroit Free Press tells us, served as director of the Bureau of Marijuana Regulation since it began in early 2017. He'll become the head of a new state agency dedicated to regulating the expanding marijuana market, rather, is an important distinction in Michigan. The new agency was created by Governor Gretchen Whitmer to better coordinate the medical marijuana market, which has been growing since the legislature passed laws in 2016 to regulate and tax such businesses, with the adult use recreational market that is expected to get off the ground early next year. Andrew will be critical in determining and achieving solutions as we develop new marijuana regulations in Michigan, Whitmer said. He brings a wealth of expert knowledge on this subject, which will be essential through this implementation process while protecting Michigan residents. Basically, Brisbo's been in state government a long time and oversaw the old agency. Now it's overseeing the new agency, was trying to coordinate recreational and medical together. So if you're in Michigan, meet the new boss, same as the old boss. I don't think I've ever got to say it on the show before. Another milestone here on Cannabis News, this last story from CBS 4 in Minnesota. That's minnesota.cbslocal.com if you're looking for the website. And of course, all stories we talk about on the show are linked in the description of the video in which they are discussed. This story, a new study, cancer patients in Minnesota cannabis program report, quote, significant reduction, end quote, in symptom severity. Interesting study. State health officials say that cancer patients in Minnesota's medical cannabis program are reporting that the treatment is helping them cope with symptoms ranging from pain to depression. Minnesota Department of Health announced the findings of a 2-year study involving 1,120 cancer patients enrolled in the state's medical marijuana program who were surveyed about their symptoms before and after they started treatment. The research was published last month in the Journal of Oncology Practice. Found out the patients reported a significant reduction in the severity of symptoms in the first 4 months of cannabis treatment. The symptoms tracked were anxiety, lack of appetite, depression, disturbed sleep, fatigue, nausea, pain, and vomiting. One of the symptoms to see the biggest declines was vomiting. About half the patients in the study reported experiencing a 30% decline in vomiting after 4 months. Obviously, cancer patients, anecdotally, have been saying this for years upon years upon years. Uncountable number of cancer patients that have reported the same thing, a reduction of the severity of the symptoms of cancer and of chemotherapy treatment. And there's another study to prove that, which is a good thing. You keep getting the information out there. And the internet's a big place. It's easy to forget that a lot of people don't have this information. You know, I'm immersed in this information every day, 5 days a week. So are you if you watch this show. And it's easy to forget that there are people who are just not up to date for whatever reason. They don't care. They don't know. They've been told something different. They believe that, so they don't feel like they have to go look at anything else. Many, many reasons. But as a lot of these people have votes or have representatives who will decide these issues on a state level and on a federal level, it's important that they get the information. And that is what we do here on Cannabis News. You help us by liking and sharing and commenting on the videos and spreading the truth about cannabis with this show. Thank you to Natureside, nature-side.com, and their organic, all-natural pesticides. Thank you to all of you for watching and listening today. And we'll see you next time right here on Cannabis News.